Welcome, everybody. Welcome
Gentlemen.
to Wednesday night.
What's up?
Banter, baseball banter. How you guys doing?
I am doing so well. I'm doing so well. Look, we got Pat Larson with us.
I know, right?
What a treat having Pat Larson with us is, right? I mean, that's how listen, Anna's great. We love having Anna here. I miss Anna. But the fact that we have Pat Larson with us is a huge plus. Who better to fill in for Anna DiTomaso than Pat Larson of the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series?
And happy birthday to Nicole. It is Anna's better half's birthday today, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Nicole. I didn't realize that was why she was missing it. That's all right. Happy birthday, Nicole.
How are we doing, guys?
I want to. Sorry, go ahead. You go. I want to get into what Pat's wearing down here. It's listen. It's a rival podcast whose name we shall never
is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But let's talk about the tub thumpers here. What are they? Turbo tubs.
The Turbo Tubs. I got a
Turbo Tubs.
Wichita Turbo Tubs hat, and also an America Lower Your Standards Earn Fun Average podcast.
Oh man. and of course, look what Mr. Eric says. Your chick is in the mail, Patrick. Oh, that's it. He was bought, guys. He was bought.
Yeah. Yeah. This is I'm trying to add the YouTube link. Oh, I did it. Twitter was telling me that it wasn't adding the YouTube link. They're like, something's went wrong.
Nope, it's there.
It's a Pat treat. All right. What's going on in the world of minor league baseball right now? I've got plans a brewing for minor league baseball. So much minor league baseball happening in my life. But where are you guys going to go next? What are your next games that you have lined up?
Tomorrow most likely will happen. Will be at the Holly Springs Salamanders.
Oh, very nice.
Good.
Their home opener. It's here. So I'm thinking of taking little baby girl to her first game of the season. So I'm very excited for that.
That's awesome. That's great. I love the Salamanders logo. Mm-hmm. I have been thinking about a situation where Tub Thumpers was indeed a 90 early song. Yeah, I get knocked down, I get knocked up again. No, it's not that. Yeah, that is really a 2.5 star shirt that you're wearing right there.
It is right there at 2.5 stars.
Yeah. Eric,
2.5.
Eric wants to know if we are rivals, and yeah, definitely rivals who
disrespectful
have been guests on each other's podcasts,
right?
And I spent the latter third of this week's episode pumping up the Earned Fun Average podcast with Johnny Bolin, who is also here.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I stepped on Mike's comment here. So,
well, since we can't hear him, we have to say, gentlemen, go Autobots.
There it is.
Gentlemen, go
Autobots.
Oh, and then his new thing is like, lower your standards.
Yeah.
America, lower your standards.
I think we should have a
average is what we do best.
Johnny MILB imitation contest. By the way, everyone should be listening, if you're not already, to the Earned Fun Average podcast, which I gave 2.5 stars on Apple Podcasts because of how average it is. Super average, hilariously average. And I have to say, Eric, I even texted Ed about this. The description that popped up in your most recent episode, I texted Eric. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning here in Colorado. And I'm like, I am laughing hysterically at the description of this podcast that was basically, come hear the story about how Eric's friend dropped his hot dog. And that was the whole episode description. And it cracked me up.
That is marketing 101 right there. It got me hooked right there.
Yep.
Come hear the story about how Eric's friend dropped a hot dog.
If he would have put how he dropped his wiener, and they would have been done.
Whoa.
That's it.
Whoa. Right. It's marked as clean on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, fine.
I hope they don't demonetize now.
All right. Philip has answered that he's got a Memorial Day weekend to the Charleston River Dogs or the Asheville Tourists. Both great choices.
Good for you.
Absolutely.
Pat, how about you? What's next for you?
Well, so my next game is going to be a St. Paul Saints game in a place, the Twin Cities of Minnesota, and I heard something about a group of media people that might be doing a get together for that.
Well, by the time the second game comes along, we'll see how many of us have been arrested and carted off to the Minneapolis County Jail
protesting the Twins.
I guess I should have said yes. I guess I should have said contingent upon what happens at Target Field.
Right.
My next minor league game will be, St. Paul Saints if I'm considered a Saint by that point.
Well, St. Paul. I mean, we're talking about me right here. So this is. In case you're not aware yet, everyone is welcome. If you can get to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, we have a group of roughly, I don't know, like 18 to 20 people right now who are going to be joining for a 1 o'clock Minnesota Twins game and a 7 p.m. St. Paul Saints game. And we are going to be having a great time all together. For many of us, it'll be the first time we've actually met physically in person in real human meat space. So that is going to be really amazing, including the three of us who have never actually met in person. And
started a company and everything.
Right. And then Anna DiTomaso, she's going to be there as well. And then I think I have met Patrick Newt from baseballmapper.com. I have friends, by the way, texting me screen grabs of baseballmapper.com. And they're like, have you seen this? I'm like, do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to?
Do you know who this is?
And we have both Brad and Jason with us, who are going to be there with us.
Yeah.
Minnesota. Love it.
So, and I understand if we can make it happen that there will be Juicy Lucy's involved, which
now we're talking.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah. But my next game so that's June 11, and that's where we're going to see Pat. And my next game, though, is mere hours away, depending on how many hours you can count, where I am on Saturday, May 28th, driving up to Laramie, Wyoming, which is suspiciously close to me here in Fort Collins, Colorado. Like, it's always surprising to me how close I live to Wyoming. Like, that it's sort of, as a person who grew up outside Philadelphia, being 35 minutes from Wyoming, even though I've been here for 20 years, is still weird. But I am driving to Laramie, Wyoming to see the Gem City Bison.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Fremont Moo.
Fremont Moo.
The Fremont Moo. Yeah. So I'm gonna get myself, definitely gonna come home with some gear. I really like their logo. It's a cool sort of like 80s style bison, like leaning back, looking cool with his shades, throwing
and the mullet.
I was looking at my Gem City Bison hat back there. Actually,
you already have a Gem City Bison hat.
Of course he does.
Of course I do.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. I do. That's just crazy talk. Why wouldn't you? I gotta send you on a search, right? You gotta make sure that there's dad hats available for Gem City. I don't think they have any.
You don't think so? All right.
I don't think so. I think they have a stretch fit, but which I have.
Yeah.
Thank you to Juan Soto, who actually sent me that. But yeah,
sweet.
Ed somehow became the king of free stuff here, man. I love this about Ed. But that's I don't know. I don't get the free stuff in the mail the way Ed does.
Neither do I.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I should have been. People will send me helmets all the time. Like, people will send me, Sunday helmets. I should have been like the guy who like specializes in, I don't know, gold leaf minor league baseball gear, or bags of $20 bills. I'm the bags of $20 bills guy, and then people will send me bags of $20 bills.
There you go.
But Ed, man, people love sending Ed some free stuff.
I decided to start collecting dad hats instead of NFTs, which is that helps, right? It's cheaper.
Eric is absolutely right. I get helmets in the mail. I should be happy. I should be,
I mean, I guess my strategy should be, I tell people I'm Ed Rivera or I'm Paul Caputo, and in fact, what I could do is, see, I've got this phone.
Yeah.
Have any of you heard of the Kindle app by any chance?
It's an amazing app, isn't it?
It is. So, I like to take things along with me. Like, when I'm waiting at the, like waiting for my car or, something else. And I don't know if you can see this, but is that the story behind the nickname by Paul Caputo?
The reason Pat brought that is because he knew that Eric Prophet was going to be on tonight. And that, look, you guys, it's not even my birthday.
I'm saying, did you know that you can get this book in print and as an ebook on Amazon.com?
This is amazing. Maybe we could have it read out loud while we were grilling Ed. What about
yes, let's talk about that.
What if I wanted to get some grilling equipment and a cutting board?
Well, I am happy to announce, guys, that I have partnered with Baseball Barbecue.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so if you guys are interested in getting some, first of all, great grilling utensils and cutting boards at Baseball Barbecue, Major League Baseball, and now they have all of affiliated minor league baseball. I'm looking at you, Eric. You can get your Wichita Wind Surge. But if you go to baseballbarbecue.com/dad hat, okay, a portion of the sales will go to yours truly.
Amazing.
Amazing. Here's even better.
It's a real live sponsorship. You're monetizing the podcast, dude. You're living the dream.
And it fell in my laps, man. I'm happy. It was exciting.
Yeah.
You can also use, if you used code DAD20, you get a 20% off.
Yeah, and that doesn't have anything to do with you though. It's the you should put the link in the comments.
I will. I'm actually going to do that right now as we were talking. You're like reading my mind.
Well, we've been hanging out a lot.
Yeah, true story. True story.
So anyway, I badgered you into promoting that. So it's because I think it's very, very cool that you're doing that. And congratulations, man!
Congratulations, Ed. That's awesome.
Sponsorship.
Thank you. I'm very excited, very happy.
So now's the question. I guess I'll put this to the commenters and also you guys. What team should I get on my cutting board and my grilling utensils? What affiliated minor league baseball team should I get?
Ooh,
yeah. There's one that I have in mind that always pops into my head that it's just one of my favorite logos.
Iron Pigs.
Oh, Iron Pigs. That makes a lot of sense with me as a Phillies fan, huh? Yeah.
But
what were you
Paul,
going to say?
Paul, if you only had a favorite,
I don't. I won't do it. I can't identify. Or if I do have a favorite, it changes. In fact,
is there an option to get every affiliated minor league logo on the cutting board?
I think Ed's going to be a rich man if you do. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's not named after a major league club.
Right.
Owls with a Z.
Owls with a Z. Absolutely. Yeah. Unfortunately, not affiliated though.
Not affiliated. Right now, they only have the affiliated, but it's still pretty cool though, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
The fact that they've worked with a major or minor league baseball to get there, and it's not easy, man.
Yeah. Well,
honestly,
if you're
honestly, I think the Iron Pigs would be a good one because of the Phillies.
Yeah.
And if you're cutting bacon, they are Bacon USA. So
true. That's true. Maybe I could get depending on which logos they have. Yes. That's a great question. That's a great point.
But they do have a Mississippi State, Johnny.
Oh.
That was their very first college.
Yeah,
I know this because it was part of a interview that I did with Brett Mendel of Baseball Barbecue. So keeping that in mind, guys.
John Southey says fighting Phils. Oh, Clearwater. I've told my water story here about the Jersey Shore, right? Water. Do not go in the water. You will be killed instantly if you go in the water.
So you can also, there's some good ones, man. There really are some good ones there.
Yeah. So
you can get in the shape of a home plate.
And maybe the cutting boards are shaped like a home plate, which I think is awesome. So amazing. Before this even happened, I was just, when you told me about that site, I was like, I got to go check that out. But I hope you're getting paid for this lengthy endorsement, by the way, that we're doing here on Dad Hat by Design. Not Dad Hat by Design. Wednesday Night Banter. Sorry.
Whoa. Wednesday Night Baseball Banter, my friend.
Wednesday Night Baseball Banter brought to you by Curve Brim Media.
That's right. We cannot make the name any longer. Are you sure?
No, we're out of characters.
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Eric mentioned the Brevard County Manatees. How awesome would it be if there was a Brevard County Manatees? I was thinking,
not there.
I love that logo.
So good. I was thinking some kind of sea life, though. I was thinking, I love that Daytona Tortugas, and I love the Portland Sea Dogs. Those were the two that jumped right to mind when I thought of which logo should I get. Also, the Durham Bulls, because it's a classic.
I was just going to say that would have been my choice right there. The Durham Bulls one would have been the one for me.
Yeah.
Just because, me already,
You're
that's my
right there.
So.
Yeah. Right now, today, by the way, the little hat check here, I've got the Carolina Mudcats.
Nice.
And the T-shirt is from last year's Baseball Palooza. The
Nice.
So, That's today's ensemble.
I like it.
So Brad says the Taurus, another great one.
Yeah. All right, let me see. I'm gonna wear the hat that I was wearing today.
All right. Oh, we're losing Ed here. Pat, quick, let's talk about Ed real quick. All right, Pat, what team would you get?
I'd have to go with the Gwinnett Stripers.
Oh, of course.
Going local.
Of course. I just spoke with North Johnson yesterday. I interviewed North Johnson for my Gwinnett Stripers episode of the podcast coming up.
Very good.
Look at Ed. I have that same hat. Now I feel like I should go get my Isotopes hat.
Oh, man.
That's another great one. See,
looking good.
I'm going to be paralyzed with indecision, and then I'm just going to buy like 15 cutting boards because I
go ahead, do it.
I already owe you some money. So.
Well, and here's your justification. Say that you've got like different parts of the meal that you have to get prepped, and you need to do it all at one time. You can't use the same cutting board at one time.
No. This one's for the chicken breast.
Yeah.
This one's for the other chicken breast.
Yep. And this one is for, the seafood, you got to separate them.
Yeah. I mean, and you can, if your kids are around, you can say, hey, one can go cut the steak on the Tortugas, and then one can go cut the potatoes on the Sea Dogs. And then, so it's going to be really easy to give out instructions because you don't have to say cutting board. You can use minor league logos and let them know where they need to cut on what board.
Yeah, and we could even be thematic about it. Like if I had a manatees one, we like that's where you cut up the manatee meat. Over here is where you scramble the Tortuga eggs.
No,
I'm just kidding. Come on, guys. These are all protected species. It's a terrible joke.
You cannot do that. That's horrible.
That's a terrible thing that I said. Hey, John Southey asks is it only the primary logos, or are we going to get some alternate brands? Can we get a Tub Thumpers brand out here?
That would have been that. I think they just got it this year. Right. I think they just got the licensing for this year. Okay. So they're only, from what I understand, they're only doing the main ones right now. So, but stay tuned because I have been told they're working on other things, on more things. So,
all right. This is very exciting. Yeah. Congratulations on your sponsorship. I hope everyone goes and buys themselves a home plate shaped cutting board. Congratulations to Ed for making that happen. Very cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very happy. As soon as I found out and all that, I started running and screaming like a little girl, and then I told my wife.
Very good.
So,
hey, Charles has an interesting thing here that he part of his day job involves food safety. I'm curious to know, as a food safety professional, Charles, handle up or handle down when you put the utensils in your utensil container in a dishwasher?
Good question.
How are you? Where do you guys fall on that?
I'm going to say handle up so that way it doesn't the water doesn't seep into the handle itself. And then there's mold that grows into all of that. I'm just guessing. That's just my guess.
All right.
Well, and I
don't want Charles to say, oh, wrong.
Well, and I'm thinking along the lines of silverware.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So I put handles down. With knives. I used to do it the other way, but I've recently switched to handles down because I've noticed that my knives get cleaner when I put them up. Now, safety wise, that's probably, if you have kids, that they would probably advise against that because you got the sharp edge up. But
sure. But usually you would close the dishwasher door. So.
Right.
Well, unless you put the kid in there to give him.
That's right. You wash the kid off. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the other what I do actually is I alternate them because I don't want them nesting in there. I don't want the spoons spooning, so I want to make sure that they get clean. So
we just lost our clean.
Oh, we lost our clean rating. Oh man.
Any monetization has now officially ended.
No, the baseball barbecue guys are just like,
yep,
that's it.
This guy they said spooning, and we're done.
Ed, you may be the only free agent signing that they're making out of this, out of this stream.
Yeah,
there it is, guys.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I alternate. If I have two spoons in the same little container, one's down, one's up.
Okay. Down. They're good knives.
Yeah. That is a true story. If they're good knives, I will hand wash them. There, do not go on. You're right about that part.
Yeah, like Chicago cutlery or something like that. I don't ever put those in the dishwasher.
True story.
Charles goes handle down, but good knives clean by hand. I get that. The only things I clean by hand are the things that are too big to put in the dishwasher. That's because I'm a bachelor, though. This is single guy thinking right here. You guys, you guys are a partner.
Oh, I still do. I still the big stuff. It's still I still wash, do dishes, hand wash and all that. So
yeah. The big question for me is, helmet sundaes, the duplicates that I eat ice cream out of, helmet sundaes in the fridge or in the dishwasher, or
no, by hand.
No,
hand. If you care about the logos, you got to do it by hand.
Hand.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get those logos long in a dishwasher. I don't give them long at all.
Yeah.
And shout out to Donnie for hooking me up with some chicharrones.
Oh, did you get some free stuff from somebody, Ed?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Weird that Ed got some free stuff.
You guys get free stuff?
No, Ed gets free stuff. I didn't get any. I don't get any free stuff.
Guys, I gotta close the window.
Says the man that gets helmets.
How's the weather out there, guys?
People send me helmets. People are very kind about sending me helmets. It's true. It's true. I have been the recipient of many acts of random kindness.
Well, I don't expect people to say, here's a free $59.50, not with what those things cost. So
exactly. Right.
So you collect the right things. So
Eric Lichtenberg is here. The godfather of Helmet Sunday collection is here, and he is saying no helmet Sundays in the dishwasher.
Yep. I'm with you there. With you there.
Okay.
Well said.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, listen, it is gospel and it's done.
I don't even know what this is in reference to.
No, it's like beginning stuff. Austin Riley home run. Okay, listen.
What does that mean? Oh Lord, is that sorry, no, I'm just over here checking a baseball.
Shirt size, Paul. I'll see. That's it.
Oh wow.
He wears a schmedium.
Who wears a schmedium?
Paul wears a schmedium.
Oh Lord. Well, hey, the Phillies are still 1 run closer. Shirt size, Paul. It says, I wear a size large. Thank you. I wear a size large.
Schmedium.
Here was a problem that I had. You know what I did? Before I started running seriously, I was an extra large, and I had started my shirt collection, and then all these shirts were way too big for me. So then I had all of these shirts that were too big. And so I sent them off to one of these places where they make a quilt for you out of your t-shirts. So I have I have a minor league baseball t-shirt quilt.
Smart idea. Smart idea.
I think so.
Do you cuddle up every night, in Colorado, cold nights,
me and the cat, man, me and the cat and the baseball t-shirt quilt.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that now. I'm going to keep a whole bunch of them and then
send them off.
I like it. I like that
The hardest thing about that, though, honestly, was that they ask you before you send them, you have to cut the back off them. So you basically only send them the front. So I had all these t-shirts.
You were crying?
I had a lot of t-shirts where I was just like, I gotta take scissors to these things. I'm like, I like this shirt. So
I love you so much.
That was a very unsettling. Speaking of tight shirts, Eric Mertens in his video,
the guns, right?
I know, right?
The
gun show,
previewing the thing that they're going to unveil tomorrow. They've the Tri-City Dust Devils have
and that's it. That's what we're saying.
An unveiling tomorrow. I'm not going to say the name. I can't be trusted with secrets. And I always, whenever I'm in a relationship, I can say you can always trust that I'm never going to cheat on you because I am too dumb to keep secrets. And so I happen to know what this big unveil is tomorrow, but I'm not going to say it out loud because I asked you guys to stop me in case we started.
We said talking about it. Moving on. I got questions, guys. All
right, Ed, let's see. We're only 20-some minutes in. Let's hear the question.
This is how we usually do it, right? All right, so this is a conversation from a episode that will be released soon. However, I wanted to ask this question, and of course, if you don't see, this is my daughter drawing.
Nice. It's like the David Letterman.
Yeah. Would you rather get up to order food? Okay, so would you rather, when you're at a minor league game, would you rather the place have it where you can go and get the food, or order it from your phone?
I want to go get it. So long as there's an open concourse, I want to go get it. If I can watch the game while I'm standing in line, because there's nothing I hate more than missing the game while I'm standing in line.
Yeah.
But if I'm in line and there's an open concourse and I can watch the game, I'm all good with that. I can do that. That's it's a sort of a different perspective. You get to see part of the ballpark.
Okay.
And I feel like you're going to want to stretch your legs a little bit during a game anyway. So it's
I like to walk around.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, exactly. So if there's an open concourse, I will get up and get it. If it's a closed concourse, if I can't see and I'm going to miss like an inning, I don't know.
That's the hat you're wearing right now, the Mudcats. everything is underneath.
Yeah.
So you're gonna miss the games while you're getting the food. So that's again, you gotta outweigh it, right?
The Great Falls Voyagers Stadium was like that. It was, you sort of like walk down into this, like it almost felt like being in like the sort of clubhouse area, like underneath the stadium, right? Like it
all
was
the NASCAR, like NASCARs. That's how
right.
it is. It's like
Right.
the grandstands, and then right underneath it is all the stuff.
Yeah. Pat, are you reading my book right now? What's going on?
I am.
So what would you do? Would you rather have it delivered to you, Pat, or go get it?
No, I'd actually rather go get it, and I'll tell you why. If I do it on my phone and they make it, I don't know how long it's been sitting there. If they're that they're really busy, and I don't know, and I know some teams have people that are designated only for taking
as
things
runners,
to seats, as runners, but I still don't know how long something's been sitting there. So
that's a good point. That's a good point.
So I'd rather be there and know that I'm getting it, that they're making it there, and I can just pick it up and eat it on the way back to my seat because I'm hungry. So
okay. So the food never makes it to the stand, is what you're saying.
It depends how hungry I am, but
I got you.
and it depends on how full my hands are as well. So
yeah.
I think I'm with you guys on this one. I'd rather go get it. And here's the thing: if I go with my wife and my daughters, we alternate, right? That's our break time. All right, you go, I'll stay with Mia. Or she tells me, okay, it's my turn, you go, and then I'll stay. I'm just like, okay. So that's, as a parent, you got to take your breaks wherever you can get them, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I go with it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I like that. I like that question.
So
it makes me think of all the ballparks that I've been to. Like earlier this year, I went to a Las Vegas Aviators game. It was the second time I had been there, and that's a beautiful open concourse, right? Like that's a great one, and yeah, you could see the game, and so I got up and I got that gigantic like baseball bowl thing. So
which is amazing.
I know it with the churros. It currently resides in the Oddities collection of the Helmet Sunday Hall of Fame shelf.
Oddities collection, I like it. I like it.
That's a weird shaped.
Yeah, Fort Collins, Colorado, the official home of the Ice Cream Helmet Hall of Fame.
I want to, my goal with the podcast is just to popularize Fort Collins, Colorado as a place that everyone has heard of. So
I'm good with that. I mean, if you start a Hall of Fame for ice cream helmets, you got to have it as
yeah, you have to have exhibits and special collections and
you're gonna convert the garage now into the exhibit area.
Some interpretive signage and maybe like a guided audio tour that you listen to with the QR codes on your phone. Like,
all right,
this
Phil,
Wrigley Field helmet.
I like Philip's answer.
That's
another cat ball. But I order food from a runner, but I get ice cream in person, so there's no mistake regarding toppings on Sundays.
Right. I clearly ordered Jimmy's, and these are sprinkles.
Yeah.
Take it back.
A huge mistake a lot of people make.
Totally. Another cat bowl. John Southey is going to see the Aviators for his 40th birthday.
Hey, welcome to the 40 Club, man.
Upcoming 40th birthday.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the 40s, brother.
The Bobblehead Hall of Fame, Jason asks, is in Milwaukee. I'm a member. I have a friend who gifted me a membership to the Bobblehead Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Interesting.
I've got my founding member golden bobblehead from the Bobblehead Hall of Fame in Milwaukee. So we need a ballpark food podcast. I wonder if that exists. That must exist, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I was supposed to see the West Michigan Whitecaps game today, but a flat tire changed my plans. Ouch!
Oh, no.
Mike, I got a flat tire on my bike today. I had to walk. Like part of my bike ride home, and it was I was afraid I was going to miss. I had a podcast interview with Josh Jackson. I was afraid I was going to be late.
Ouch.
Mike, I hope you're okay, man.
Mike has always this year so far has had some iffy luck with games and stuff. So
yeah,
right.
Vegas ballpark, top 5. Hey,
top 5, yeah.
September. It's October, actually, beginning of October. As you know,
we're trying to make it out there.
We're trying to make it out there for the AAA championship.
AAA championship. So you've got the two top teams, the two division winners in the International League play on Friday. I want to say like September 27, 28, something like that. And then the two division winners in the Pacific Coast League play. And then those two teams play for the AAA championship. All of that is happening at the Las Vegas Aviators ballpark.
That is amazing.
And we're trying to get there. The Las Vegas Aviators ballpark is right next to a casino called the Red Rock Casino. I call them the Las Vegas Aviators of Summerlin because they are like 20 minutes outside of Las Vegas proper, and they're in the town of Summerlin. But they do have a beautiful ballpark, really great ballpark, hard to get to. And that Red Rock Casino, I was checking room rates for the weekend of the AAA championship. And it's like $400 for a night for a room.
So would it be cheaper to get like a Airbnb or something like that?
It might be cheaper to like buy a house and then sell it. And then like take out a mortgage, buy a house, and we'll do it now so that we can build some equity.
Paul, here's what you do. You just get Ed to like ask around a little bit, and someone's gonna give him a free place to stay.
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
I'm gonna put my feelers out there, guys. I'm gonna put my feelers out there.
There you go.
I'm very sad that I didn't know about the elote dog at the Vegas game. I'll tell you what I did. I had that gigantic churro ice cream thing at the beginning of the game. I didn't realize it was for two. I tried to share it with the guys I was with, and they weren't having it, right? Like they were just like, no, we're going to go get like some actual savory food because it's dinner time. So I ate the thing. And then I was in like a sort of like sugar shakes food coma for like the rest of the game. Yeah. And I wanted to get like some savory food because I felt like I needed it. And instead I just got a free refill on the souvenir soda. So I made a lot of poor decisions. Of all the poor decisions that people make in Las Vegas, though, it was probably like among the best of the poor decisions.
Because you saved money.
I saved money. I didn't end up gambling away anything or catching anything, or so
you gambled with your life. What's
exactly.
You did. So your stomach paid the price.
I am Mike Sellers has had some bad weather with getting rained out and going to games. I am already starting to check like the Farmer's Almanac like long range forecast for Minneapolis and St. Paul for June 11th.
Listen, do not put it out in the universe. Don't you dare. I will still be there. They will let us in and we will play catch somewhere. I do not care.
We will.
I will go slide down on the field even if it means, even if we won't see any St. Paul Saints or Minnesota Twins players sliding, I will slide if I have to.
The life lists, they would not. You wouldn't add anything to the life list because we wouldn't have seen the games there. But and I think we would need Anna to sort of rule on whether we could add these things to our life list or not.
I'm adding that sucker. If I'm inside the ballpark, I'm in it.
Yep. Listen, Anna is the arbiter of what belongs on the life list, and she is the arbiter of all things baseball bucket lists. So,
we will leave it up to her then. Fair enough. All right, I got another question.
All right, let's hear another
question. Okay.
While you're coming up with your question here, I'm going to say, by the way, that the Colorado Rockies serve a 3/4 size helmet with tater tots and elote sauce. They call it elote tots. It's delicious.
That sounds
Isn't that one of your favorite ballpark snacks, Paul? I thought
it is.
Something about that
it is. I said it on Mike Sellers' podcast that the elote tots were one of my favorite snacks. So good memory by you, Pat.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am a bit of a Paul Caputo fan, so
no, I could not tell that.
That is outrageous. I'm a Pat Larson fan. How do you like that?
Well, I hope it didn't come off as too obvious that I'm a fan of both of you, but just
everybody needs a hype man like our friend Patrick. That's all I'm gonna say.
I hope everyone has seen Pat's latest MILB Hat History Series video today.
Thank you.
Which is on the Tacoma Rainiers, who are named after a beer that's named after a mountain, and they have a great classic logo. And Pat's video series are always so awesome, and I always learn something from them. And so, Johnny Bolin, whose avatar is now the Earned Fun Average podcast. Johnny, you are not your podcast, okay? You are not your podcast. Let's but yes, we will be doing plenty of video documentation. We'll be posting stuff on our YouTube account and on
live streaming perhaps as well.
A little bit of live streaming. We're going to try to have a catch on the field.
Yeah. And this is an idea that I had, and might as well share it out here, and I want to get your thoughts on it. What about a live MILB Hat History Series video on the St. Paul Saints?
Holy smokes. From the team store.
From the team store.
Dude, do it.
Pick it up and then put it back. Absolutely. A live hat history series from the team store.
Oh, that would be amazing.
But I'm gonna need some help though. Like I can't really do a live one by myself. So
absolutely,
there might need to be some Curb Rim media power and other guests that are part of this. And this may be a little bit of a multi-video series instead of just one.
I like it.
Now, Ed and I were talking about what if we did a body snatchers thing, like an invasion of the body snatchers thing, where like Anna did a hat history series, and then Ed did a baseball bucket list, and and then I did a baseball mapper thing, and then Patrick Newt did a he did a story behind the nickname, right? Like we all switched identities for a minute here.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Ooh. Eric makes an interesting point. I guess I did that too, didn't I? I guess I am my podcast.
Touche. I'm not, because mine doesn't say podcast.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. My buddy, by the way, my NASA guest from my Trash Pandas episode sent me a box full of swag from NASA. And that's the one.
Oh, here we go. See,
now who's getting the free stuff, right?
Who's getting the free gear now?
But except for nobody, because that's the one that's been bouncing all over the Southeast while I'm waiting for it to get here.
Wait, is that the one that I picked up in Macon?
That's the one that you found in Macon, Georgia, at a Macon Bacon game, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it's it has to go through different branches of government to clear out.
Well, I mean, I work in regional government, so I can be the regional government part that's just kind of holding it until
holding it hostage.
You weren't expecting it, right? I mean,
well,
you ultimately want it, or
the layers of government that I had to go through to actually make that interview happen were I had to go 5 people deep to actually talk to a rocket scientist from NASA.
Patrick, the answer is I better get that damn box.
Yeah, I hope that box gets here.
That's off to the post office tomorrow.
And I hope Donnie Wise told him what my shirt size is.
There it is. Schmedium.
Medium.
All right. Okay. Now we're getting off the rails here. Question.
Yes. All right.
time.
You have another question on your David Letterman card there.
Hey, you guys already know this. How do you feel about baseball teams now that with the rules of how shortened the games are and all that? How do you feel about baseball teams still stopping beer sales? What was it in the 7th inning? I think it is that's it. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. That's I don't know. To me, drunk driving is the most atrocious thing that you can do. So
okay. All right. All right. So you say that, but the club, right? The club, they do at the clubs and nightclubs and all that. At bars, they do last call, 15 minutes before everything has to be, closes down or something like that. So it's still the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, and people, and even in the 7th inning, and I think we know this is common, people will go and buy 4 and 5 beers so they can finish out the game anyway. If their goal is to do that. But I mean, Paul, I'm with you that I'm okay with that, because I'm not a big fan of, obviously drunk driving, I think is heinous as well. In fact, I don't drink a lot at games, because if I'm the one that driving, I just don't.
It's water for me if I'm drinking, or a souvenir cup.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to either be walking or taking an Uber where I have to go. To each their own, but I just, I'm a lightweight. So everyone has to know themselves, and I'm a lightweight, so I don't even trust myself with one.
Right.
So, unless I'm like I said, taking Uber or someone else is driving or something like that. Yeah. But
what about if the game goes into extra innings?
Reopen them in the top of the 9th?
Yeah. I mean, it's going into extra innings. Here we're gonna do a quick sell, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a team perspective, I think it's tough, because if the games are quicker, then they're losing money, because they're where do they make their money? They make their money through merch that you buy directly from the team, and
which the team store is always open after the game.
Right. So, but you limit potential sales of concessions by cutting it off at 7. So from a business perspective, it hurts. But then when you take into account liability and local ordinances and all those type things, you got to kind of weigh. It's a tough question. It's a loaded question, because there's so many lenses through which so many lenses through which you can view it. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and the reason why we ask is, and by the way, these 2 questions brought to you by the CFO of Deadhead Chronicles. So
who likes
she's like, if I'm
pineapple
going
on
to
pizza?
a baseball game, I want to be allowed to drink.
So no,
I want to be
listen, we have
walking
these
out with a souvenir
conversations.
beer.
She literally said, "All right, so what are you guys going to talk about,
Yeah.
during your show?" So hey, listen, she's
Right.
very much involved into the show.
That's
So
good. Thank you.
And I love that the CFO loves pineapple on her pizza. Shout out to the CFO.
She does.
She's a very wise woman.
Hey, I don't know how wise she married me, so
she's made some questionable life
right,
decisions.
I'm just saying that's a questionable choice right there.
I think you're a good one, Ed Rivera.
So, but how do you fix it then? Because, and we're talking about this whole, minor league baseball, they're losing, merchandise sales, they're losing all of this, revenue because of the games are shortened and things like that. Do you open early? Right? Do you open the gates earlier? Do you stay open later and do like a more social gathering in certain parts of the ballpark? Things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they could offer free breathalyzer tests on the way out of the ballpark.
Keys now. There's an Uber this way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to drop your keys in the bucket on the way into the ball game, and you get them back if you pass the breathalyzer test.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just, and the reason we ask is, again, we want to make sure that minor league baseball survives. But if these rules that keep being implemented by Major League Baseball are hurting the product that it is, right? Because they're small towns and they survive on things like this.
Yeah. I don't think the answer is selling beer, later. I think that the answer is relaxing a little bit the rules that are causing these 2 to 2.5 hour games. I mean, I think that's where I think innings 1 through 7 need to be longer to allow for more alcohol sales, so that because I think the logic behind not selling alcohol in the 8th and 9th inning still stands for me.
I'm with you. I mean, listen,
I'm as well, to be clear.
I'm with Patrick on this one. Like I only drink maybe half a beer when I go to the ballpark, right? Because I'm more of I'm looking around and see what's going on in the ballpark, entertainment and all that. I'm more of a souvenir cup kind of guy with Mountain Dew or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, it's just if Major League Baseball is not going to relax these rules, then what's gonna what are they gonna do?
The last Major League game I went to was on a date. And she kept finishing my beers, so I didn't drink that much anyway.
So there you go. Anybody has any questions? I'm out of questions. That's it. I only had a couple. That's it.
All right, I have a question.
Okay.
Did you see this thing about the guy in Wrigley who was complaining that, quote, his general admission seat got taken? Did you see this story?
No.
All right.
No.
So I'm going to lay this out for you here. I'm curious to see what you think about this here. So it's a guy whose Twitter handle is Bleacher Jeff, who posted on Twitter. He was in full outrage mode, and he posted on Twitter that he is a lifelong, last 20 years or whatever, maybe 10 years, season ticket holder for the Chicago Cubs, and he has basically sat in the same seats in the bleachers for 20 years, 10 years, whatever it is.
Okay.
So at a recent game, last week or so, Jason's going to make us lose our PG-13 rating here. So
is that so?
But he says F Bleacher Jeff.
So now
anyway,
we know how he feels about this.
Yeah. So this guy tries to Twitter shame these people who basically got there before him, and it sounds like they hustled to get these seats. So I don't know if they knew what they were doing or if they just sprinted up there because they wanted to get really good seats in the bleachers. Because Wrigley is it's a knife fight when you go to the bleachers, right? You got to get there early and you got to make sure you carve out your spot.
Sure.
So these people from Iowa who are new season ticket holders, I guess it was their second or third game, they're season ticket holders. They got there and he shows up and he sees that they're in the seats that he usually sits in. And I guess the sort of bleacher community knows that these are the seats that he always sits in. And so his claim is that, these people don't know the bleacher culture at Wrigley, and that they basically took seats that everyone else there, out of respect for him and his longevity there, has left for him. Whereas every other person in the world I haven't seen anyone defending him. Everyone else in the world seems to be saying, like their general admission seats, if you're a 10-year season ticket holder, you care where you sit, you should just buy some seats with assigned seats. That's sort of where I come off with this. But like, I don't know, the question because everyone on Twitter was just like, hey, you're just a man baby and you're trying to shame people. And like, he basically like told these people, like, I'm going to make your whole game experience totally miserable. There was a rain delay and they sat there during the rain delay because they knew that he was going to come like take their seats at the moment they got up. So my question is it possible that there's some sort of element of Wrigley bleacher culture that we don't understand, that we're missing here? Or is this guy just a whiny mind baby?
He's a turd nugget, yes.
Yeah. My question is this. Where's your ticket that says that's your seat?
Yeah.
It comes down to that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I go to Atlanta United soccer games and I'm right next to general admission, and I have like a reserved section where we sit. And every time that we get to the game, these people don't know, people think that it's general admission, and, it doesn't matter how close to the game it is. They just think, oh, in general admission, there are these open front row seats that are just available. Mm-hmm. And, we always have to tell them, look, these are not general admission. And then they argue with us. And then we have to show them, look, we actually have a ticket that these are our seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but if they respect that, then they just move and off you go. Right. So, I mean,
right,
you paid for that seat. So you have proof that you paid for the seat.
Exactly. And, we don't, my friend and I, we don't try to make a big deal of it, but we say, if they try to make a bigger deal of it, we say, this is reserved seating. Like, we've been doing this for 6 years only because we have tickets that show these are our seats. If it's general admission, I don't care how long you've been going. If it's 20 years or whatever,
get there early like everybody else does.
Yeah. I have seen the viral videos though. I have seen the one where Pat shivved a guy because he was in his seat. And
I heard there was.
I thought I wiped all that.
He grabbed the guy by the shirt collar and he said some very bad words that we certainly can't say here right now live. Yep. And then the guy said, I'm going. And then Pat just shivved him anyway, right in the kidney.
That's the kind of guy I am. That's just how I am. I mean,
this is what I think. I agree with Eric, actually, that he tweeted these seats out. And so now anytime someone from out of town comes, they're going to think it's hilarious to try to beat this dude.
He's asking for it.
It's the Barbra Streisand effect.
I seriously hope that someone is going to try to sit there every single time now.
Well, it's just a level of self-importance,
right.
That you're, because you've been going longer, that you're a better fan than everyone else.
Right.
And just because you've been going somewhere longer doesn't make you a better fan than everyone else.
Baseball,
what do we always say? And especially in Kerber Media, we always say baseball is for everyone.
Yeah.
And, and I don't care who you are, how long you've been going. I mean, what'd you say?
I said, except Mets fans. I was trying to say it under my breath. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Braves fans.
But you're right, though.
No.
Listen,
fans.
You paid for general admission. Sorry that, you were hurt. Your feelings got hurt. Guess what? Next time, get there early. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's
and also, season ticket holder is not a general admission ticket holder. Season ticket holder to me is usually, like, I don't know, maybe that's ignorance on my part, but when I think about season ticket holder, I'm thinking, like,
you got your own set of seats.
There are tickets that you have, the row, the seat number. I mean, unless there's a Wrigley, at Wrigley, that's not the case. I mean, I don't know.
I think you might be able to get season tickets in the bleachers at Wrigley.
Okay,
I think that's what this guy's situation was.
That comes from a place of ignorance. Then
I didn't realize. Even so, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
there's no assigned seating in general admission in the bleachers. So guess what? Snooze, you lose.
Yeah. The Yankee bleacher creatures are even worse.
I'm with
first
you
come,
there.
first serve.
You know what's a terrible subculture is Yankee Twitter. One time there was like this funny. There was this video that someone posted of. It was this adorable video of like this kid couldn't have been more than like 4 or 5 years old, right? Like, and he was playing some sort of like t-ball or something, and it's raining, and he's on a baseball field. He's got like this helmet that's way too big for his head. And, so this kid is out there and he's at first base and he's not paying attention to the game. He's like dancing around and the helmet's like flopping all over the place. So it's this adorable video. And I very much tongue in cheek posted like, oh man, this kid better stop dancing and respect the game or he's going to catch one right in the rib cage. And like Yankees Twitter, for some reason they got hold of this and they're like, that's somebody's kid. That's like, how could you say that? You really want like this little kid to get beat? And I'm like, I tried to be like, I was clearly joking, and they're like, oh yeah, back off now. I get it. Sure. Right.
Yeah. Yankee Twitter is it's a dark place.
It is, man. It is. My buddies actually were texting. I have a thread with my buddies, and they're like, "Uh-oh, Paul got caught up in Yankees Twitter."
Yeah, Johnny, that's because the Marlins suck.
Oh, here, well, we got to give some context to that here. The my Marlins don't have this problem. Go Fish. Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny
the Marlins suck. So, and nobody goes to the games.
Nobody goes to the Marlins games. Poor Johnny getting beat up on here. It's
first, I'm kidding, totally kidding.
First, he loses his Zephyrs / baby cakes. And then they make him buy like 17 Wichita Wind Surge caps because he doesn't do it right.
To Eric's defense, though, it was supposed to be a Wichita Wind Surge. That was a Wichita Wranglers.
Johnny was supposed to buy a Wind Surge cap, and he kept buying different caps. He was trying to skirt the rules.
I know. It's like, but I like the Wranglers. So do I. I bought one.
The Earned Fun Average podcast this week, by the way, is they're live at Rickwood Field doing some interviews live back there at their long-awaited meeting.
I like it. I honestly thought that you were going to go with the question of what was that? I think I don't know who put that tweet out about that adults should not be wearing jerseys to baseball games.
Oh my goodness!
You saw that tweet?
I did.
I didn't say it. Why we got to gatekeep? Why can't people just go?
I got plenty of jerseys. I wear jerseys. Well, so what? And listen, I'll wear a jersey with my name on it just because, I'd rather have it with my name because I know that the player's going to be there. Oh, wait, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually Jim talked about that on his Let's Get To opening segment. I guess it was last week.
Yep.
I think it's what it was.
Yep.
And he said like, why? And I thought he said it. I can't say it better than he did, but he said something along the line, it was very poignant to me where he said, why can't we just let people do things that make them happy?
Oh, about wearing a glove. Yeah.
Yeah. Wearing a glove. But then, so I think this could stretch to that because,
absolutely.
Like if you want to wear a jersey to a game or you like Princess Night or whatever it is, like, just as long as you're having fun,
I will dress like a princess and go to Princess Night and who cares?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And my way of having fun is sitting in Bleacher Jeff's seats.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't, I will. Because
right?
We've seen you've already seen what I do to people.
It's funny, like they should have someone that's like as soon as that person's ready to move, somebody else sits there just to hold the place. So that way, Bleacher Jeff doesn't get it.
Right.
I'm with Donnie on this one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of jerseys. The one jersey I actually own, like legitimate, like authentic jersey, and I think I have it because nobody else wanted it, is from Lenny Dykstra.
Oh,
no way!
I have an authentic Lenny Dykstra Phillies jersey that like I've just never worn because who's going to wear a Lenny Dykstra jersey in public? Yeah. Hey, you know what I saw last night was the Nolan Ryan documentary. And
we talked about this last night.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, Ed and I talked a little bit last night. I had all these text messages from Ed because of this. His
wait, you two talk?
What?
No. Only every Wednesday from 9 to 10 Eastern is when we talk.
Okay, during that time period.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked. So.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I have actually. All right, this might be too much information, but I have actually had conversations with Ed before I've gotten out of bed at like 6 a.m. because Ed's in the Eastern time zone. I'm here in the Mountain time zone, which is a real time zone. Many people don't know that the Mountain time zone is a real.
They think that goes from 1 to 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you think everyone just thinks it goes Eastern, Central, Pacific, but no, we have a real time zone with one Major League Baseball team in it out here in the Mountain time zone, and so anyway, yeah, I have had conversations with Ed at like 6 a.m, like literally from bed. So, but anyway, last night Ed and I were talking. About now, I'm completely.
Bleacher Jeff should be our version of calling someone Karen.
Don't be such a Bleacher Jeff.
I like it, Charles. I like it.
This is good. This is good. I actually forgot the story that I was going to tell, so I'm glad Charles distracted us.
That is amazing.
No, I was going to say that I saw the new Nolan Ryan documentary last night, and it was funny because they tried to sort of go like Michael Jordan documentary with it. They tried to be like, this is the greatest baseball player who ever was, and it was like a total like love fest. And the only moment in the documentary where it was just like his greatness in the prime of his career was upended by this one bad moment, and everything else was just amazing. And the one bad moment was,
I think I know what it is.
1980, Game 5 of the National League Championship Series. No, not Robin Ventura. That's funny though. 1980.
Robin Ventura.
No, that was still part of the love fest. That was just like, look at this old man beating up this young guy who didn't really want to be there. No, but it was 1980, Game 5 of the National League Championship Series. He had a 5-2 lead in the 8th inning, and the Astros were finally going to get to the World Series, and Nolan Ryan was going to get his World Series championship title. And the dastardly team that they were facing rallied for 6 runs or whatever in the 8th inning, and they beat the Astros and they went to the World Series. And that was the Phillies. That was my Phillies who beat Nolan Ryan. And it's like one of the best memories from my childhood. And they're like, woe is us, poor Nolan Ryan. And I was just like,
that was my team,
I was
guys.
slow clapping in the movie.
That was
theater.
my team, just so you know. Go Phillies.
I was gonna say, I hope I got my timing right, but were you like Mike Schmidt?
I was Bake McBride. I said 2/3 of the earth is covered by water and the other third is covered by Bake McBride.
There you go.
That's amazing. Hey, before I forget, any updates on the Owls with a Z stadium?
So the Owls with a Z are a Pioneer League team who moved from Orem, took a year off so that they could build a stadium. And so they were in Orem, Utah. They were the Owls with the Z in Orem because all the teams in Utah end with Z. They moved to northern Colorado and continued to be the Owls with a Z. And they were building this beautiful new stadium that was intended to be ready for their June 1st home opener, which is just days away. And it's not ready yet. And so they're going to be playing, instead of like 7 p.m. games at their beautiful new stadium, they're playing 4:30 p.m. games. I think I haven't confirmed this, but I think the reason they're playing at 4:30 instead of 7 o'clock is because this stadium does not have lights.
Can they just go back to Orem and play it in Orem for now?
Well, right. So they're going to be playing, instead of 25 minutes from me night games, they're going to be playing 4:30 games at a stadium that's almost an hour away from me. So,
wow.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, I don't foresee getting to an Owls with a Z game anytime soon. But as
hopefully,
soon as
by the time I go visit,
by the time you're here in September, hopefully we've got some games. Exactly.
Paul, is that new stadium going to be in Pueblo? Is that or is that where the original? I know that they had talked about moving to Pueblo originally.
The original plan was Pueblo, and that fell through a while ago.
That's what it was. Okay.
So now they're talking about now it's in Windsor, which is about 20 minutes from Colorado. Yeah, from Fort Collins.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because I know that the plan has been to go to Colorado for quite some time. It's just that things didn't quite work out until this.
Yeah. No, they've had lots of different plans, and this stadium is being built. It's in process. So,
and it's supposed to be like a complex of multiple baseball fields, including this nice stadium, right? So it's supposed to be like this huge complex of beautiful fields.
Pat always plays like everyone is so knowledgeable about minor league baseball, and everyone knows so much, and everyone is so great. And then Pat pulls out this stuff that nobody could possibly know. Like, how does Pat know all of this stuff? Pat, you're so knowledgeable and so up to date on all the things in minor league baseball, and how you knew that is beyond me. But yes, that's absolutely true. I guarantee you the Owls with a Z are not in that book.
It's called the story behind the nickname. It's very helpful making minor league history videos.
Philly sports fans deserve their own documentary. You know what? That's true. So we could finally clear up this whole booing Santa Claus and throwing batteries thing, because that's just BS. We'll talk about that next week. We're going to talk about all of the goofy myths about Philadelphia sports fans next week.
We can talk about unwritten rules that should not be rules.
That too. Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
I like it. All right. So who do you guys have next week? Oh, well, Patrick you can't tell because there's always a special.
Oh,
Don't
it's always
tell
a
us.
secret. I have Rob Nyer, commissioner of the West Coast League, next week, and we're going to talk about the new West Coast League logo, the league-wide logo, and then we're going to talk about some of the teams from the West Coast League. And Eric Profit will be happy to know that. Oh, look, Dad CFO is chiming in here. He's minor league baseball Yoda, YODA Yoda. So I have Rob Nyer, and I interviewed him the night that his Kansas Jayhawks were going up against the UNC Tar Heels for the college basketball championship. So we talk a little bit about the fact that this game's about to happen. And here we are like a month and a half later that the episode's actually dropping.
Isn't it always fun?
Yeah. How about you, Ed?
I have the play-by-play caller of the Burlington Sock Puppets, Jordan Shekturley, I think is her last name. And then Anderson will make an appearance, talk about the whole hiring process and all that. So we have that. I have that next week.
Jordan, she seems like she's really great. I follow her on Twitter now, thanks to you. I would not have known about her other than the fact that you mentioned that you had interviewed her. So that's great stuff.
And speaking of North Carolina, did you see how the Macon Bacon hired a bench coach for a rising sophomore from UNC softball team? Is going to be the bench coach for the Macon Bacon this summer.
Nice.
That's very cool.
I did not. I got to take a look at that.
So check that out. And that's women in the game. I love to see it.
Me too.
Philip makes the point here that even 4:30 games can go extra innings, but guess what? Not in the Pioneer League. Not in the Pioneer League. They settle it with a home run contest.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then sometime next week we can talk about how the Grand Junction Rockies should change their name.
Yes.
And get rid of their Pizza Hut logo.
Pizza Hut logo, which I cannot unsee anymore.
Oh gosh, now I can't. Oh
yeah. Now it looks like a Pizza Hut.
There it is.
It's meant to be a Mesa, but it looks like a Pizza Hut.
Well, guys, have a wonderful evening. We will see you guys again next week. We'll have Anna will be back with us. So
you guys are the very best. And we'll
Patrick, thank you so much for joining us this week, my friend. It was a lot of fun as always.
Thanks for letting me join. I always have fun with you guys.
Bye.
You guys are the best. Bye.